family. And I was going to wake them all up and we were going to celebrate, right? But when the election results rolled in, there was a lot of things on the state and federal level that I had not counted on. I expected it very much to go the other way. And as a result, I was pretty broken up. Very few times in my life have I been that broken up. So I ceremoniously took that sparkling grape juice, I wrapped it in plastic and duct tape and buried it behind my dad's shop, where it remained for 4 years. And I always hesitate to tell the story because it's such a remarkably strange thing to do. I told almost no one at Liberty about it because I didn't need them to have another reason to think I was strange. So I hesitate to tell it, but I tell it because I hope that it cements in your mind that I very painfully learned a lesson that intellectually I knew, that you don't put your faith for tomorrow in political victory. But I hadn't let that move to my heart yet, and it did sometime after that with some retrospection. C.S. Lewis, I'll paraphrase him, he said something very like, set your aim on earth and you'll have nothing, set your aim on heaven and you'll have earth thrown in. So if you lived your life with that reference to eternity, then you've lived a life that really matters. And then my final thought is this, and it's just because I guess where I am in this job with American Majority. I've been fantastically blessed by this job ever since 2013. Been to an awful lot of places, but my job expires at the end of this month here. Actually, Colorado is my last trip, so I've got, after this, maybe 6 more events. So you guys are my swan song. And I'm getting really reflective in this time because I'm really hoping that this was not just some way for me to pay the bills for the last few years, wasn't just some way for me to feel like I was really doing something valuable. I hope somewhere along the line that there was some seeds of truth that ate their way down to the hearts, of students just like you and parents too, and that from there you're able to, that from their little seeds of character grew, and from their little seeds of making the world a lot better grew. Because if you haven't looked around recently, there's a pretty broken world out there that is pretty hard to put together, and I could use an awful lot of help setting it back to rights. There's this old poem that goes, I'll tell the story, is that there was a little boy that was, collecting seahorses that had been thrown onto the shore by a storm, and he was taking them, he was throwing them back in, and an old man says, son, there's thousands of those, you're never going to be able to save them all. And the little boy holds up one and says, but I've saved this one, and he throws it back in before the heat of the day can scorch it. So if you can hold up your community, your family, the people around you, say, but I can save this one, the aggregate of that would be to save the entirety of it. So I could use an awful lot of help, and of course I want you guys to think well beyond simply your own town or something like that. Have a vision for serving Christ that goes well beyond what's immediately in front of you. So that being said, you guys have been an exceptionally great group. I've really enjoyed you guys. You laughed at nearly all of my jokes. So I really appreciate you guys, and I'll be around for a little while after. Loving to meet you guys. Thank you.